Today I'm talking into the Seny MKH 416. We don't really need the windscreen, but you know, whatever. I like to build things. I also like to make videos. And I also like to make my videos as high quality as they can possibly be from a production quality perspective. Meaning I like them to sound good and I like them to look good. This isn't a product review video. Now I know I've done some of those in the past. This is a mother flippin' prototype overview. Okay, yeah, it's basically a product review. That means a company found one of my YouTube videos, saw that I had an astounding 21,000 subscribers, and on average get hundreds of views per video, and thought it would be a great idea to send me one of their prototypes, which only a few of actually exist, so I could get the word out. So what I'm saying is I definitely got the better end of this deal. The prototype is of an LED panel. Now if you know anything about me, you know that I have gas. Not the kind you get from eating too many beans. I'm talking about gear acquisition syndrome. That's where you need to acquire all the latest video tech as soon as it comes out to make your videos better. But it doesn't make your videos better, it just makes them look better. Content is hard to make, and a new light isn't gonna make my content better. I know because I bought tons of lights, and my content sucks. Consider this, a new light is like a tool. Like a hammer, for instance. You can have several kinds of hammers. Now a rubber mallet is like a hammer, and it will hammer in nails, but it's not gonna do as good of a job as a regular hammer. It's a different tool, and it's meant for a different purpose. Knowing how and when to use your tools will help you tell stories better. And this is a prototype LED panel by D&O Lighting. Sorry, that's a hammer. No, this is the prototype LED panel. Now LED panels usually have their quirks. The barn doors don't usually work that well. You can't really cut the light with them. The panel itself is square, so the catch light effect isn't really as good looking. Behind the diffusion, you can usually see the rows of LEDs, and the bicolor ones only ever have 50% power at the maximum of either color setting, and you can't use Bowens style modifiers. Beyond that though, panels are very thin and space conservative, don't require noisy fans, and generally take up less power. They also usually produce a nice soft light without any big modifiers, and they don't require giant light stands with big sandbags, just so they don't tip over. Let's talk about this prototype in specific. It is a 180 watt panel. Now that makes me wonder if it's 90 watts to each color, so if you're all the way at daylight, then maybe there's only 90 watts to daylight and 90 watts to tungsten, so maybe you get the full power at the middle of the spectrum. I'm not sure, I reached out to the company for comment. If I get an update, I'll put that in the comments of this video. But what I do know is when I compared this light at 100% power at full tungsten, it was still brighter than my Aputure 120T at 100% power. And using the same V-mount battery, the Aputure 120T lasted for an hour and a half, and this LED panel by D&O Lighting lasted for 2 hours. So it's brighter and takes less power than the Aputure 120 series. It also has a 96, 97 CRI, so you don't have to worry about color quality. Now for the look and feel, it doesn't feel quite as premium as some of the other lights that I've used, like from Aputure for instance, but this is also a prototype and they've changed several things on the production model since I've gotten this panel. By the way, I'm currently using the panel to light me. Turn up my backlight, there we go. So now I'm just being lit by the D&O 180 watt LED panel prototype. Let's put my backlight back on. So far, the plastic knobs on the side of the U-clamp have been replaced with a wingnut style clamp. The aluminum mount adapter on the bottom of the U-clamp has been replaced with a steel adapter, so it's more durable, a little bit more sturdy. And on my prototype, the knobs that adjust the color temperature and the brightness have this really weird lag. They totally got rid of that weird behavior in the production model, so the knobs are instantly responsive, according to what they told me. A couple other things about the light I've noticed. The barn doors can be completely removed. The back of the whole panel is a big bladed heatsink, so there's no noisy fans or anything. It'd be nice to have like a digital display on the back to show you what your battery life was and what your current settings are. And it'd be nice to have wireless capabilities so you can hook up to a remote. But I imagine if you add those features in, then you'll significantly increase the price. And right now the panel is retailing around $700. The packaging is pretty simple. It comes with a carrying case that says it is a 180 watt light, and it comes with a power cable. That's it. You have to buy your own batteries, but again, you don't need batteries. You can always use the power cable. It does have a 4-pin XLR. So in all, this light makes a pretty sweet hammer. It's super bright. I'll turn it up right here. was on its minimum setting throughout recording the video. I just turned it up to maximum. Clearly I'm way overexposed. Here we go. 6 feet away from the panel, looks pretty good at f4, 1/50th of a second shutter speed, ISO 200. Pretty good, standard light, doesn't need any extra diffusion. Let's take a look at the catch lights in the eyeballs real quick. So yeah, I mean, you can see those were like kind of square, not the best looking catch light. I really like the look of the big round octo boxes. I think those look really nice. Let's turn this down, it's like blinding me. Of course we can go tungsten, but then my white balance is messed up. Yeah, there you have it. I'm really liking this trend of having bicolor lights, so whatever light you get will match whatever your current light situation is. It stacks up pretty well next to the aperture panels. I'm sure with the adjustments they've made to the production model against my prototype, it's definitely a little bit more sturdy, a little bit easier to use. It's nice to finally have some competition against the aperture lights. That's my overview of this prototype. My future videos, I'm going to be getting back to building some things. I think I'm going to be working on a gas-powered toothbrush, possibly some other kind of ridiculous novelty inventions. If you want to see some of those, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. All right, so it's pitch black outside, and I guess, well, it's not pitch black, there's one light over there. But I guess a good example to show you how bright this thing is would be to light up the night with it. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Let's crank it up. There we go. Pretty darn bright. And that's on tungsten mode. Swap it over to daylight. Whoops. And of course, change the white balance. There we go. f1.2, 1/50th of a second shutter speed. ISO 200. ISO 200. Say we went up to like f4. All right, I'm f1.8, about 10 feet away from the light. Light's at 100%. I'm at f1.8, and there you go, pretty bright. So I guess that's pretty much it for that test.